All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for Sunday night, November 14th, 2021. Let's get started. Got about half a dozen trade frames to look at. Here's TECL. That's a triple bull. Oops. Sorry about that. All right, so the tech sector has been putting in a series of higher highs with periodic tests of the weekly Bollinger Band mean. The after this PSAR flip, where the PSAR has just been solid, even the southern skin of the dragon has really held well. The most recent example here, we got a 1, 2, 3 entry right there at 77. That's this one. I think I would be raising my stop to here as soon as possible. I like adding a position there in anticipation of locking in the gains to here once it clears the hump. I just as soon get this going now and just say, I dare you to head fake. I like that one. I'd like to lock in that much of a win instead of just this much. I don't think I want to be short until it violates the bottom of the dragon, though. Right, here's ARC Genomics. So this has been on a real sled ride here. With the peak of the arc way up here and two harsh sell-offs. Support hasn't been able to clear this one yet at 124. That looks like solid resistance. So the range is between 114 and 124. So that would be between 114 and 124 here. So in that sense, you know, if you take a look at this as the range, getting an entry here, it's slightly on the side of value. I mean, the actual 50-yard line is right there. So we'd be buying it on value slightly, but only taking, you know, that much risk. So that would give you 1, 2, 3 to the top. That feels okay. I like getting short right there because that's not much support. You don't get support until here. And then if that breaks, that's where you want your second position short. And then your target would be 110. So that feels like a pretty good frame. And that's a nice tight risk box here. Getting long right away. Tight. I'd take maybe a tight, maybe 50-cent risk instead of that full box though. If I was trading intraday, I'd like to get, I could see that as a swing if you were taking the whole box. Yeah, if you're using the whole, if you want to swing trade this thing, then using the whole box is legit because then you're looking at 1, 2, 3. But for me, if I'm day trading, I'd like to have my stop here so I could get twice the position size. And now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of reward to the upside. And as wild a ride as this thing has been, I want to get a bigger position for a shorter period of time, I think. But again, I do like the short out of that fail right there. Tesla. Again, weekly, daily, and 30. That was the support and the explosion. And then Musk being smart about just wanting to sell his shares, but without causing a sell-off, he thought, hey, I'll give that to the people, let them take responsibility. Yeah, but still was a 20% sell-off. That's minus 20% on sale. So it wasn't the reason so much as the fact that it was happening, although he made the best of it. This looks like strong support above 1,000. That feels like a psychologically important price level to me. You know, the two numbers are 1,000 and 1,200. So this is really buying it on sale. And it's got to get through about 1075. And that's where you can add a second position. Yeah, that looks like a good trade to me. I think that's going to hold. And then it should get through here pretty quick. Once it like gets above 1,100, you got to feel like that's going to really go when it breaks above the Z3. That's why I'd like to have a second position here, first position here, second position here, and then just enjoying the ride and locking in pieces as it goes up. And this is where I would expect it to start selling and slowing down. AMD, the same kind of parabolic move, but even better. Boy, that's just a rocket sled right there. That's a plus 25% in 3 weeks. And there was the supported spring crossing. There was one good shot, a nice Kata 2 reentry. 135. So there was an exit in here. Probably kicking yourself for not hitting that one. Strong support. There was another Kata 2. So here's the resistance. So yeah, why not? All it's got to do is get above this, and then we're back into, that will have cleared this. Then we're back in business. So don't worry about the ones that got away. I just think the argument for the upside is still there. I like that as the short back down to 140, because now you're looking at about a $6 on a $1 risk. PayPal. How the mighty have fallen. This went from 300 to 200. That's minus 33%. Trying to hold support, and it did for 5 days after the big gap down. Almost no risk on this to the upside. I mean, if it starts breaking out from here, it should get through that pretty fast. And then I think, yeah, this PSAR, if it breaks through there, I think that's where you add a second position. And I like the short right there. That's an opportunity. That's a company that's actually making money with crypto. Toronto Dominion Bank. Who knew? Boy, have you ever seen a chart any better than that? Wow. SSC, Kata 2, Kata 2, Kata 2. Where were you when this was happening? Man, oh man, oh man. That's just people buying the dip every time. And there's an emerging dragon, and here's a continuation play. There's no limit to the upside on this one. Jeez. No brainer. Pile on. Let's catch those earlier. All right, nice big resistance. Another nice resistance in this range. So 119 to 126 is the proposed move. That's +7. Looking at $1 risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. And this has shown every evidence of buying dips. And that little gap should get closed pretty quick. It probably doesn't even hit resistance until 124, and you're already +5 by that time. So that looks good. Yeah, if this collapses, the tactical play is down to about 114, which is about +4. So that looks good. Discover Financial Services. Okay. Brooks Automation, semiconductor equipment and materials. Not a surprise here. Although it has given back where AMD already hasn't. That was the same move AMD had, but this has already given back, whereas AMD did not. Boy, that's nice. But that's why you don't stick around. You're just buying it back where you bought before. Talk about lather, rinse, repeat. Holy mackerel. There's probably a collapsing dragon. We wish. But no worries. There's support. There's support. There's your breakout. Off it goes. And if that fails, that's worth a venture, because that same panic selling could kick in here too. Take it down to, to 110 or 108. I like that in both directions. Beyond Beef, veggie burgers. Nobody's buying it. Although here's 1, 2. This would be a 1, 2, 3 entry with about a $3 risk. Is there $6 to the upside from 85? Sure there is. It gets to here. 94, that's +8. Yeah, so you got about a 3 to 1. And then if that fails, it's easy to see how and why. But that feels like accumulation and willing to hold it over the weekend. And there's your opportunity. Take a big bite out of that one. Cliff Natural Resources. Perfectly postured in the middle. As they said in the chat room, you can't get much more critical state than that, with an equally large likelihood of a big move in either direction on a nice, quiet critical state. Yeah, that everything pinching towards this and then ready to break out in either direction. Trade the heck out of that one, Luke. And keep a piece this time. Keep 20% of a strong move going into a close and see how that works for you on a swing. Lithium batteries. Nice Kata 2. No resistance overhead. Up we're going to go. The little pullback was immediately bought and recovered. You have a nice tight critical state here. Consolidated and held pretty well. I like that one. I like this as the second entry long. Straightforward. And getting short here, your first target would be Bollinger Band mean, then far side of the river. And if that fails, it's coming back down all the way to 92.50. Yeah, I think that one works in both directions. And finally, IWM. All right, here we go. Weekly, daily, hourly. Nice tight compression. Ready for a critical state breakout, either direction. The upside seems more likely because it's holding firm right here, but the sellers or buyers actually started coming in earlier and earlier. So you're getting like a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3 entry and ready to go. And then 244 is the upside. And this is where it has really been outperforming the large caps. That's why I'm feeling pretty strong about this one. But here's the argument for why you might be interested in this on the hourly basis. You have each of those measured legs very strong. And now you got a kata 2 forming. Boy, that's going to work nice. All right, that's everything we got for tonight. We will be ready to crush it tomorrow. Good work, fellas. Back to work.